G'day everybody, Chaotic here, and this is the Savage Acro on my cluster.
Hello there.
I awaken on Valguero, ready and eager to prepare to hunt down the savage beast. I gain my bearings, and wasting no time, I begin the basics. Picking up stones, punching trees, I craft a pick, and I make some clothes. And then I brutally murder this dodo to finish crafting my shoes and gloves. Berries. Carrying on, I craft a sturdy spear made out of sticks. And then I craft a mortar and pestle? Experience? Maybe? I'm not really sure. After slaying some more dodos, I craft a bola, and then I use them to put a parasaur out of its misery. I proceed to craft a bow and some arrows. There we go, a little less blood on my hands. After grabbing some more materials, I build a canoe. I dub her SS Flippy Boat. Here we go! Okay, time for a small explanation. On my cluster, I have a small list of mods for creatures, both vanilla and modded alike. There's Ark Additions and the Domination Rex, the Valguero extension mod that adds expansion creatures to Valguero, and then there's the vanilla tech creatures mod that adds tech creatures already in the game files, like the tech giga, to various maps. Carrying on, I gather some sand and craft a boomerang. I head out to enjoy the wonderful scenery, and eventually I come ashore to see if I can find some crystal. No luck, but I do find some free meat. I try to knock out a 145 Pteranodon, but it wasn't enough and it gets away. What's going on here? Might just be easier to do this. Nice. Which experience I get out of that? Nice. Where did my canoe go? Does anybody remember where I parked? Dude, did I lose my boat? There we go. Upgrades. Mint. Try and backtrack our steps a little bit. Should be right here. I think the boat got destroyed. Son of a bitch. SS Flippy Boat. Dude. After a long journey in the canoe, I find some crystal in what is probably the most dangerous spot I could find. Is that crystal there? That looks like crystal right there. Don't die to thieves, don't die to thieves. 1 crystal, 2 crystal, 3 crystal, 4. Hi guys. That's a thief, that's a thief, that's a thief. He's distracted by something else. After a long journey, I chose to temporarily set up near the aberrant cave entrance. I start smelting some metal and I craft some narcotics, and then a metal pick. Oh yeah, that's so much better. I proceed to craft a crossbow and a metal hatchet. This is moving along quite nicely. I find a low-level Anki not too far away, so I start pelting it with my boomerang. I was about to bola this Pteranodon when I heard the sounds of a predator. Haha, dumbass. Oh look, that Pteranodon. I kill this stego for its prime. And it's not long until this Pteranodon is up. I call it Respirator Granny Reginald. Shortly after that, Spanky Tyson is up too, and I craft a saddle and put Spanky to work immediately. After some time, I wanted to head out and get some keratin, but my canoe disappeared again. So I said, fuck it, I'm just gonna build a raft. I headed down to the lake, to the White Cliffs beach to harvest some dead turtles for some easy keratin. After quickly finding one, I head on down the beach where I come across a logged out survivor that hasn't been on in a while. Oh, by the way, this 100 days is on my free-to-play public cluster that I also do my Chaotic Cluster series on. So let me explain how I'll be doing this real quick. I'm recording 1-hour days. I can freely travel from map to map and get whatever I need to kill the Savage Acro. Because this is a public cluster active at all times, the day-night cycle will vary depending on when I started recording. And the day counter on the cluster will never match my day counter because of it. As I'm looking around, I come across a raptor. I take him by surprise because he was distracted. After that, I beat a Jerboa into friendship, just like Goku. So I call her Chi-Chi. Then I proceed to knock out this dodo.
Oh. Oh. Ooh. That's not good. Fucking aloe's almost dead. Could I risk it for the biscuit? That is the question. Got him. Haha! I kill a moth for the rest of the kite and I need to craft my pteranodon saddle. And I kill a sheep for its wool. And then I craft in place a storage box to hold all this damn weight. I look across the water to see 150 pteranodon. I work my way around to get to it while he worked his way around in the opposite direction. I jump on my raft and I chase him around. And when he lands, I bola him like a pro. And then I knock him out. We need some prime, we need some prime, we need some prime. What drops prime around here? Oh, we don't need prime, we just need sheep. The sheep calls in the unlikeliest of reinforcements.
Run, bitch! Run!
I run past everything in the hopes that I can get it off me. Oh no. There's 1,000 things you could be tagging, bud, not me. The aloe finally changes targets to a turtle as I jump in the water. As I'm swimming back to shore, I realize that my Dodic is still taming, and I have to take out this aloe. I think he's going down. Haha! It isn't long before the pteranodon is up. There he is. Terrible stamina. Terrible stamina, not bad damage. I name him Ginger Maynard the Tatterball. After some time defending the Dodic, it eventually gets up, and I lead him onto the raft and head on home. On the way back, I named him after one of those shitty chatbots and carry on to find some easy experience on the beach. Once I'm back at base, I craft a saddle for the Dodic and I dump some weight and I head to the Valguero loot cave and start the process of gearing up. Nice. Oh, look at that long neck. Ooh, look at that shotgun. I started gathering materials for gunpowder and I craft a harpoon launcher and net projectiles. I finished the day off by doing one last loot run. It was like the worst one and it was the red. What the hell? On day 5, after some more grinding and crafting, I set out to tame an Argy. I know, took me long enough, eh? This 145 will be nice. You a little bit surprised, bud? Fuck. Oh, there's a fucking acro too? Stick with me, buddy. Stick with me. Where did my fucking Argy go? Kinda curious. Did he fucking torpor run on me? Okay, this one will do. Aw, you fucking cunt. Near the end of the day, I decided to try my luck again. I come across a 145, I net it, trank it, and feed it. As I'm waiting, I see a 145, and I think that might be the first one that got away. I repeat the process, and now I have 2 down. On day 6, while those Argies were taming up, I went to the green obelisk to transfer to Gen 2 to do some quick missions for some easy cryopods. I quickly locate a mission terminal and I start with Gamma Circuit Chase. This mission requires some crazy maneuvers to get through, and I quickly get through it. I get some okay loot, and then I do it on beta. I don't even check my loot this time, and then I jump straight into Alpha. Got her! Woohoo! I get a cool mech cannon. Hopefully I'll get to use this one day. Up next is Slide and Glide. You have to ride a Maywing through a beautiful canyon and down a treacherous cave as fast as you can. After completing it all the way to Alpha, I move on to Slipstream Sweep. And I complete it all the way to Alpha.
So do we get a victory lap?
Yeah, now for the slow, relaxing pace of Downriver Run. We're just gonna sit here and relax as we canoe our way to victory. Even with the speed boost, we don't go very fast. It's unfortunate, but you know how it is. when you're just leisurely racing down a river in a canoe.
After completing it on Gamma and then Beta, I attempt Alpha, but I make some mistakes and it costs me dearly, and I time out near the finish line.
Time's up, Survivor.
I give it one more attempt. As I'm about halfway through the mission, I mess up, and I touch the side, and I sink my canoe. That's 11 missions down, so I call it for now, and I head off to find a Maywing or two. It didn't take me long to find a 145. I net, and then I accidentally overdrank it. Oh shit. I find a sheep, so I kill it for its mutton. I pick up some stims to wake up the Maywing faster, and then I get lazy and I just buy some more stims. After she is up, I call her Zommies. I find a 135 not too far away, and I repeat the process minus the overtranking. As I'm waiting for this one to get up, I see a cute little 145 otter, and I have to tame it. I head to shore and I wait for the Maywing to get up before I do. I name this one Nipple Duck. And then I tame the otter. I head to the terminal and I drop my junk loot. I really don't need that shit. I equip my new gear, and then I upload the rest of the heavy items and I transfer, leaving my otter there like a dumbass. Back on Valguero, I get ambushed by a raptor and his gaggle of dilos. I quickly put them in their place and hack them to pieces. I dump all of my excess weight into Zoomies, and I head back to base to craft a saddle. I then head back, swap them out, go home, drop off my stuff, and then head back to Gen 2 to recover my otter. And then I head home again. The Argents are now up, and they got some decent stats. After potting them up, I went on an exploration mission to find a permanent place to call home. I came across some mammoths in the snow, and I decided to try and tame them. I'm starting to get cold, so I unpod my otter for some neck warmth, and then I begin to trank the mammoth. I attempt to neck gun them, but I forgot that you can't. So, a new plan, shoot them from above. Are you walking up this fucking thing? Jesus fuck. Down it goes. After collecting some berries, I noticed 145 snow owl, what the fuck? It's too good of a find to pass up early game. After neck gunning and tranking it, it escapes. And I'm on the chase. I eventually catch up and I manage to neck gun it again. I get it tamed up by day 8 and I carried on exploring. Oh, it's a 145.
Bant.
Back at my temporary home, I unpod the entirety of the new squad, and I call the mammoth Mammo Swine. The snow owl is now ubereats, the male Argent is now Death Pigeon, female is Flippy Board. I pot up the gatherers and I head off to search for that new home again. I quickly locate this nice little place with a redwood tree growing next to it. I check to see what resources are around, and there's plenty of metal, oil, crystal. This place will be a good spot to call home. I unpod the gathering team and I go back to get everybody else. I then get the basics crafted and down before I can truly get to work on the base. The local wildlife might be a problem though. Ooh. I decide to use my entire tame force to bring down this massive beast. But then things go awry after it falls.
Might have some losses. Oh, respirator granny.
I guess I'll just have to get these base defenses up. I place some random foundations around to prevent creatures from spawning inside the walls. And then I head off to get some paste. I place down the forges, and I make and place a tree platform. And here we go. After getting most of the building figured out, I needed a ton of crystal, so I gathered up my Anki and my Argies, and I headed to the hidden crystal cave. After grabbing tons of crystal, it's time to head back with my 2 full Argies. Uh-oh. We just run out of stamina? We did. Uh-oh.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. Death.
Long about now, I bet that boy wishes he had a parachute.
You think I'm not on hardcore? Because that would have pissed me right off. I respawn, and I head back to my corpse, and I hope that my otter doesn't die. I get there, and I see that my otter is safe. I grab him and my stuff. No. Hey guys, thank you for bumping me up. I whistle down the Argies, my only hope to escape this situation. I get them to attack one at a time in quick bursts. But then the wolves, for some reason, get distracted by something else, and I take advantage and I swap to an Argie so I can head on home and get back to work. Aw, man, that is one hell of a build, and it looks great. I'm looking forward to living here for the remainder of the 100 days. And beyond? 10,000 likes and I'll do it 200 days on the cluster. Just saying. On day 15, after doing some finishing touches on the base, I head out to tame myself some tech creatures for, reasons. And then a Phiomia, for no reason at all. I swing into the loot cave and I get a...
Ooh, 199.4 long neck.
Back at base, I make some bookshelves for the blueprint collection I've been getting from running the cave and grabbing random sky drops on my journeys. After doing some gathering and loot raiding, I went off to the Lost Island map to tame a couple of different creatures. First up is a dung beetle. All you gotta do is feed these guys some poop and they'll be your best friends for life. Honestly, I wish it was that easy to make friends in real life. Up next is the most amazing shoulder pet, the cinema crops. Feed them some chitin, follow them around, feed them some more, and they'll be your best friend too. After it tames up, I tame another one as backup and I name this one Clunt. And after that, I figured I'd take a stroll through the loot labyrinth to see what loot I could find. Oh, shit.
Okay, we gotta keep running.
Nice.
There we go.
I head back home where I finally decided to name my otter. And then my first Xeno.
Surdy the Savage.
I crafted a moat potion and I had a little bit of fun with it. And then I set out my new fertilizer factory, bred up my Maywings to get eggs, I snuck into the loot cave again, and I missed my jump.
Uh-oh, we're going down. No, the Savage was burned to death. Ah!
Day 18, I crafted a hatchery, generator, grill, and hatched some baby trikes for spare parts. And then I crafted an air conditioner out of them. I dealt with a massive trespasser American style, and then I placed 2 preserving bins to start making jerky. I put in some tree sap taps, and then I went off to tame my favorite baby blender. And she was up by day 19. I headed to Lost Islands again to steal a Magmasaur egg, but first I may as well grab some loot from the labyrinth. Ooh, there's a Fabby. I made my way to the volcano and I slid right in until I seen it. Swooped around the pillar and then slid up, grabbed the egg, and took off. Easy peasy.
Nice.
Back on Val, I headed to the Wyvern Trench to get some sulfur. Turns out, this was a bad idea.
burning and freezing. This ain't good at all. If we make it out of this, it'll be a bloody freaking miracle. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. That was fucking close, man. Comment down below, Chaotic forgot to wipe the floor, to let me know that you not only watched this nearly epic fail, but to confuse everybody else who skipped this part. After that trench incident, I hatched out some new combined stat Maywings. I can't be taking any more risks like that. And I finally hatched out my Magmasaur egg. I finished imprinting my Maywings, and then I named my Phiomia Poop Cow. And the Magmasaur is now Lava Blaster. I then placed down the start of my garden and I set up a loadout mannequin. On day 22, I heard it was a mutigel day on Gen 2, so I quickly hurried over so I could farm some. I desperately want a Harvester Strider. I get there and I punch my way to victory. This free tech shit is just too OP, man. I keep some ambergris for Lava Blaster and I headed off to look for a Strider. It wasn't long before I found a low level one with the right attachments. To tame these crazy things, you require X amount of missions and some mutigel to start the process. After that, you hack into the creature's brain with the mini game of clicking at the right moment. And then you wait for it to walk far enough away and hope it doesn't get stuck in some sort of death loop. This one unfortunately did get stuck in that loop. In between it walking in circles, I went to go check on Lava Blaster, where I discovered that the baby boon effect was in place and I could not imprint it. So I just potted it up and I headed back to finish taming the Strider. Eventually it was just stuck in place and lost all of its taming progress. So I punched it in the face and I kited it to a flatter place away from all the cliff walls. And it went so much easier from there. After I tamed it, I took it for a test drive before uploading the metal it gathered and the Strider. After doing some things while waiting for a drop to come down near my base so I can download the Strider, I decided it's time to steal some Aberrant Deinonychus eggs. These modded dinos are just glowy versions of their surface cousins. They only spawn in Val's underworld, and after getting to the nest site, I quickly checked each nest before coming across a 145. I scooped it, and then I went on an egg hunt rampage that even the Easter Bunny would have feared. Stuck. I'm stuck. No, my unnamed Naywing. You fuckers. I headed home to hatch up my spoils and to see what my best stats are. A drop is finally coming down outside my base. I recover the Strider and I strip mine the entire area of everything. Resources will never be a problem again. I named the Strider Tin Can 9000. And I finally get my garden growing and gave myself an overdue haircut. But because I had no dye yet, it's just basic. I found, and after some struggle, knocked out a 130 Uti. After she went down, I gathered some prime, and I headed out to find her a mate. I found a 150 male not too far away, but I decided to trap this one, and then I went back to check on the female. And guess what? She's under attack. Of course there'd be shit fighting around the goddamn thing when I get here. I clear it up, and she's also out of food. Double negative, man. I decided to craft some protection for her, but I'm out of wood. And after eating some wolves off the cliff and gathering some, I made and placed the gates. I put the food in her in a rush because Loved Evolved is here and the servers need updating. And I knew if I shut down the servers, I would lose her, and a ship-tamed Uti at this point is better than nothing. Both Utis are up and they turned out pretty okay considering.
I went to get some loot when I fell into the lava and Tarka the otter died. The worst part is I didn't even notice. I dived into the underground for more aberrant deins, and after scooping a few more and hatching them up, I got a couple of stat upgrades. On day 27, I decided to tame myself some manas. I came across a 130, but by the time I cleared the area, she disappeared. I ended up finding a 145 by the blue obelisk fighting a bear. After carefully separating them, I neck gunned and trapped the mana and quickly knocked it out. I headed to the Chalk Hills to belly flop a sheep for some mutton, and the mana tamed up instantly when I returned. After playing around with her, I call her Frostbite. And then on day 28, I knocked out another Yuti. And then I headed off to Extinction to look for more manas in the winter battle. It wasn't long before I found this high-level girl. Freeze, gate, trank, kill a sheep.
My mutton, bitch.
And tame. Well, fuck. That's a loss. I continue on taming more. I suddenly come up with a plan to retrieve the floating mana.
Well, you know what I could do? You know what I could do now that I think about it? Okay, here's what we could do, all right? If I could get up enough height, get to it by buzzing by it with the RG, we could grapple it and give it its saddle. There we go. Oh, we're going down. Oh, we got it. Oh, look at that.
After her recovery, I spent the remainder of the day hunting down more manas, but to no avail. I decided it's time to head home. I get the manas out, I pick out their best stats, and then I set up the deins and manas to combine their stats. I craft and placed an indie forge, and then I spent the next couple of days grinding and crafting and breeding. By the end of day 32, I was ready to head to Scorched Earth and tame myself a ton of acros, and after killing some weak ones, I found my first friend. I trap it with billboards and shoot it until it goes into its defense stance, and then I continue shooting it until it roars. I then proceed to run up and feed it biotoxin. I rinse and repeat this process until it's knocked out. The acro was by far one of my favorite creatures to tame.
Oh, you think he's going down? He's going down.
I did this for a couple of days, and nothing much exciting happened other than I accidentally ate some biotoxin like a dumbass, and then a deathworm came to say hi. I went home once to repair and stock back up on supplies, and then I headed back to tame some more, and another deathworm said hi.
Colors on that one. Oh. Hello.
But I killed this one. Before heading home, I tamed a couple of more dung beetles, and then I headed back to base where I unpotted and checked out my new acros. I continued on with more breeding with the deins and the manas, and then I headed to Rag to see if I could find some more acros, and maybe some free loot. I found one, and then I accidentally killed it. Rest in peace, little guy. I find a 145 giga too, but I'm not really equipped to tame it. I don't think billboards slow him down. I get this acro trapped and knocked out, and then I proceed to kill everything else.
Uh-oh. You're out of stamina. Spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby, right round. Gotta take the shit round. Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I end up finding this gorgeous one, and I love its colors. And that is the only reason I need to tame it. While waiting around, I finished causing the acro extinction on Ragnarok.
Come on, bud. Fight me. Oh, wait. Haha. Sucker.
After the ones I have knocked out tame up, I head home. I decide I want an egg incubator, so I set off to collect some pearls to make electronics. Back at base, I forgot Etten was on follow, and he didn't make it.
Etten. Oh shit, no! Rip Etten. No, buddy! This incident has now forced me to actually finish combining the stat Maywings. You know, just in case I'm dumb again. After that, I began the noisy practice of breeding acros. I went to the underground to wipe out the crab people for some easy polymer. That way I can finish crafting the incubator so I can see the stats a little bit easier. I crafted some kibble out of the leftover Maywings eggs, and it was so easy with the cooker, and after finding my next line in the acros, I took the highest melee one out for a small walk. Just stand right there for me, bud. By going into defensive stance, it gains rage, and when it's full, this thing becomes a very scary killing machine. That's what we're talking about. Yeah! Mmm! It started to get crowded around my base, so I cleaned up the more useless creatures and then I started combining the Uti stats. I ventured off to Crystal Isles to steal a massive amount of honey, and I'll admit I was kind of worried about it. But I took my time and I picked off the bees one at a time before stealing a ton of honey and getting the fuck out of there. I crafted a couple of SS beehives and I placed them in my kitchen. Normally I would go out and tame bees, but I really wasn't up for it and I just skipped that part entirely. I hit up a red drop with a ring. 2 Deinonychus saddles I don't have to craft, hell yeah. And I finally got the stats combined on the Deinonychuses, and Veronica and Paul were born. And then I logged off for the night. When I logged back on, they were grown and ready for action. But I parked them instead and I bred up for more of the army. I would like to take on the Valguero bosses on beta to unlock the transmitter engram. By the end of the day, Oscar and Tom were all grown up. I gather my stuff and it's time to head to the lunar to tame some Rexes.
Any landing you can walk away from is a good one, huh? Teleporting away.
I hunted around the biome finding low and high level. I decided to be picky this round and only tame the better ones. 32 health, 162. Alright. I find one that meets my requirements and I place down some sleeping bags just in case shit goes horribly wrong. I attempt to get it in the trap, but there's so many fucking things trying to kill me that I end up getting knocked off the edge. No worries though. I get her in the trap and knock her out before I carry on and see what else I can find. I find this nice pink one with high melee, and I trap him and start tranking him. As I'm getting him lower, he turns around and walks right out of my trap, and this confused me. So I pick up the one side, and then he turns around and walks right back in. Nice. Three decent Rexes down in a matter of minutes. I love this place. My first Rex is up and it has 40 points to health. It's not great for a tech Rex, but it's not bad considering I don't have a whole lot of time to hunt for better ones. 45 to wait. What the fuck? After getting a few, I decided to do a mission. Built Fjord Tough. It's a gauntlet mission.
We got a gauntlet ahead of us.
I run around, pick up weapons, and kill everything.
Another gateway will show up soon. You passed with flying colors.
After I completed it, it's time to head home again. I pick my best stats, and I begin to breed the Rexes. I take Oscar out for the first time for some light training, and to find a Megatherium for the Swamp Cave for the boss artifacts. I also came across a 140 Velonosaur with decent melee, so I might as well force him to be my friend too. After looking around for a bit, I went off and started gathering the artifacts I needed for the fight. I proceeded with making a scuba tank and some Megatherium saddles, and then I hatched out some more of the Dein army. Then I placed down some artifact pedestals. Plus, I named the Megatherium The Return of BBB.
Big booty bitch.
And then I head off to get the final artifacts from the Swamp Cave. As I got there, I decided to take on the Broodmother, mano a mano. It was a long fight, but for the most part, I had the high ground. Once she was down, I charged into the cave to discover I am truly a noob, as I didn't bring enough scuba to ghillie ratio. And then I started taking damage. But no worries, I got those sweet medical brews. I worked my way through the cave, knowing where the artifacts are, but not remembering what one is where and that I need to get. So I just go and grab all of them. I made it out with relative ease. I went out and I found an Alpha Rex just begging me to kill it. So I did, and then I carried on hunting for the required Valguero boss tribute items. I hit up the swamp for the snake venom and Sarco skins, and that was easy peasy.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh shit. Then I killed a bunch of Rexes and Bronos, and I went on a hide gathering spree before carrying on with breeding and crafting saddles.
Oh yeah, that's working magnificently.
I leveled up the Deinonychus that were in pods, and I took the D-Venger. Wait, no, that's not going to work. Shit. After that massive killing spree, I decided to kill some alphas for a little bit extra experience. And then I began preparations for what is most likely a suicide mission. I head to the obelisk and I unpod the, I don't really still have a name for them yet, but yeah. And, are you ready? First objective, get that dragon's attention and lure it to me. I got her attention and she came at her own time and pace. She was in no rush to kill me, and when she finally got there, we'd started doing an insane amount of damage to her with my pack of buff, fluffy Deinonychus. They were really giving it to her hard and fast. It wasn't long before she fell. But she fell onto most of my Deins, getting them stuck inside her. Oh, hi there, bud. I began attacking the Manticore with what I had, but it really wasn't doing a damn thing. I attempted to eat the dragon, but she was resistant. So I gave up and I started shooting the Manticore. I seen that the Megapithecus got aggro. I'm assuming by a stray Deinonychus. I didn't want to fight it yet, but I guess I have no choice. The army started falling nearly instantly, and I knew this was it. I had no chances of winning. But I wasn't giving up. I attempted to kite the Megapithecus around to see if we could hold out long enough to win. But soon, it was just Veronica and myself, and we were running in and out to attempt to keep that bleed refreshed, but soon even she was starting to succumb to both her wounds and her torpidity. I tried to make a quick escape around a rock to give her a moment's rest. Oh, shit.
Everyone's dead.
I ran out and I got stuck for a moment where the Manticore took full advantage of it.
No. This ain't good. Veronica's gonna die next.
I ran up and around, and there I noticed the Megapithecus was stuck. I managed to get a few good attacks on the Manicore, and Veronica was no longer able to fight, and she passed out. With the monkey army fast approaching, I'm forced to abandon her, and she dies soon after.
No, Veronica!
I try to run and shoot, but this is something I can't do forever. Or can I? Oh, that's where Kitty's tequila went. No! I spawn in and jump on Oscar, and I head on home. Satisfied with what little success I had, I carry on with breeding. I ended up having a visitor, and...
Come on, dance with me, bud. Come on, we gotta just sit here and dance, 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 dun, 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 dance, dance, dance.
I hooked up some lights to brighten the place up a bit. I was starting to feel like I was living in a dungeon. And after that, I found and tamed a female Velonosaur. I proceeded to head to Gen 2 to hunt for some better loot from its drops, mostly hoping to scoop free tech stuff. Junk. 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 Junk.
No! Fucker.
After the ship flies into hyperspace, I take the opportunity to circuit chase for the world buff to increase the quality of loot from drops. I try it on Alpha, but I immediately fuck up. Then this
Making you
happens.
jump through hoops, huh?
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Anyways, it's a failed run, but I push on anyways. So I opt to do it on beta afterwards. No point in wasting too much
No
time
one's
here.
faster than you.
And then I head back to the loot hunt.
Yeah, that's nice.
I slipped home for some quick mutations and I came right back for more loot. And I found a drop with Wilson in it.
Oh, is that what I think it was?
I grabbed some loot and I decided to try some missions. First up is Beta Velonosaur stock. Sorry, console, you guys don't get to play this one. I follow the tracks. And honestly, the mana handles Beta fairly good. After completion, I attempt Shadowmane Prowl on Beta, and it was a little bit more difficult, but I still completed it easily enough. Feeling confident, I decided to take on Ferox's Call on Beta. I get to the first spot, and even though I had the high ground, he still knocked me off.
Alright, we'll do this my way then. Piss off. Meet you at the next spot.
The second spot went much better.
Yeah, you take it in the face there, baby. You take it in the face. Thanks for coming.
But the third spot was tricky.
I kind of got him in this nice little spot where he's just there and he's trying to get a little bit closer to hit me because he's not far enough away to use his rock thing, but he's not close enough to hit me, so he's trying to get closer and he can't. It's a win-win.
I finally finish it off, and the final bear drowns.
Hunter 1, prey 0.
I buy some pods, and I head home. I place down Wilson, and I get back to breeding. On day 53, I was out and about when I came across a battle between a Yeti and a Bracky. I figured I could get an easy double kill.
No, 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 no! Come on, Oscar, get away from that. Oh, rip Oscar. Do 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 do. Dude, he got a mutation. Weird green, but it's a mutation. Oscar. Sorta Junior.
I found this gorgeous 150
30 to melee.
Bracky, and I think it's time. I want these gigantic beasts to fight the Savage Acro with. In order to knock these guys out, you must kite them around while you hold their aggro until it lifts up to do its stomp attack. From there, you can shoot its ankles, causing torpor to rise. No idea why, but this is how it is. So, I do this over and over again until she goes down. The Sinnoh was the MVP on this uneven terrain as well.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
After waiting a while, my Bracky gets up with a ton of melee.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice. What'd you get? 45 melee.
I crafted a saddle, and I take my Bracky for a walk.
Boom. 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 Boom.
And then I head out and search for a mate for my gorgeous girl. I search and search and search, and on my way home I see a potential stud with higher HP. I clear up the area and I convince this big ass thing to take a nap.
Go fuck.
I fill it full of narcotics and I wait back at base to get some more mutations in. Once it's up, I return and watch it murder everything. I pot him up, I take him home, and I introduce him to his missus. I spent the next couple of days breeding everything for mutations and stack combining. Veronica 2.0 was born, and she's gotten a bit of an upgrade. I got a lot of mutations done, and I headed out on day 57 to find a better theory. I found one on the edge of the jungle near the Chalk Hills. I dragged her into more open territory and I knocked her out. While I'm waiting, I found a near Immortal Compy.
It's an Immortal Compy. What the fuck? The hell's going on here?
Let's try fire! And his very cute pink friend. So I did what any logical person would do. A theory gets up and I named her Cher. I headed back to Lost Island to try my luck in the loot labyrinth again. I got an okay pump shotgun blueprint, but for the most part all I got was junk. I then headed to Gen 2 to hit up the drops where I noticed that the loot buff wasn't active anymore, so I quickly did Search the Chase again. I then spent all of day 59 just picking up drops and gaining a lot of awesome stuff along the way. On day 60 it's back to the grind and I nearly lost Oscar Jr.
Oh shit. Don't you dare fucking stomp. Get the fuck out of that.
And Cher is pulling her weight harvesting me tons of hide for saddles.
That's another Perlovia.
I come up with a brilliant idea. I'm gonna build a turret tower to help me fight the Savage Acro. So I gather and build all I need to set up a crafting farm in a high wood, high metal area. I then use the transmitter to upload Tin Can to take it there for this idea. Now all I really need is a good wood gatherer. So I swing by a mammoth heavy area to tame one, and then...
Oh no. Okay, we have a potential casualty. Where's Bubblegum? There he is. Weird spot to be, bud. Now, where's my mammoth?
I finish knocking her out, and I carry on to a location where the jungle has a ton of metal, and begin to set up. After doing a quick meat run, it's back to mutations, and then I head off to pick up my mammoth and get to work on grinding wood and metal, and then it's back to even more mutations. Then something crazy happens. I get paid to tame a dodo with a super chat. I arrive, knock out the dodo, and then I get paid to kill it and tame a dillo.
We're naming him Team Dillo.
And thus begins Team Dodo and Team Dillo for the remainder of the stream. I then hit up the Wyvern Trench for mass polymer farming, and I upgraded the ammo outpost. By the end of day 63, I decided to go out hunting for wyvern eggs, and the best I could find was a level 85. But all I really wanted for is to carry a gas bag to a safer location on extinction, so I'm not that worried about it being great. I then return home and I test out Veronica's power on another Bracky. After stomping out most of the wildlife, I return home to...
What the fuck?
They sent an incursion force while I was out. Well, only one thing to do. If you kill the death pigeon, you must become the death pigeon.
Down it goes.
I head off to Extinction to give Veronica a true test on a red OSD. After some searching, I found a high-level gas bag, and I'll come back for that later. I spend a bit of time popping OSDs and veins that I didn't want until a red finally came down. I forgot I wanted to breed to get some chocolate hearts just in case I got into trouble, so in the last second I popped them out and I started breeding. This was a very stupid idea. I curb stomp wave 0 into oblivion. Wave 1 comes along and I tap my feet to the beat until I can mega stomp again. And that's where things went wrong. Very, very fast. Back to breeding, I guess. I hatch out an army of brackies, and I name every single one of them after a Patreon supporter. Links in the description. Day 66, and I begin to craft the golem trap. I took the Strider on a tour of the map so I could collect tons of obsidian. I swung by base to get in some more mutations real quick, and nothing to really see here. I did check to see if I had some obsidian at base, and yeah, I got tons. I upload it, and I head back to the ammo depot. I download everything, and I craft tons of cannonballs. I placed a turret and I set it to RGs. Pew pew, motherfuckers. I set off to find a rock golem to tame, and I come across a 135 in the chalk hills. I set up my gates, and I plop down a cannon. I go and I pull the golem and I kite him to the trap. But this Diplo is a dick and fucks it all up.
Oscar, what are you doing, bud? It's right into the danger zone.
I then notice the trap is too small. Ugh. I'll get this, I swear. Awesome, it's down. Now to get a few more.
Okay, down he goes.
After looking around for a few more, I headed to Scorched Earth to try my luck there. I come across a 145 and he gives me the runaround.
Oh shit.
Knocking Etten off and just being an outright cunt. I get Etten and I come back up and I reset my cannon and I try again. Once down, I pick up my trap and continue the search. Once these two are up, I decided to head home. Things appear to be grown up, so it's time to get back to mutations. It seems fitting to be doing this on day 69.
Oh my god.
My wyvern is all grown up, so I head to Extinction to tame that gas bag. I found it, switched to the wyvern, killed and ambushed. I dropped it in the city, pulled out my net gun, and fuck me. I log in and I find it, and I actually get a trap this time. Then I begin the long process of freezing it to deflate it so I can do full torpor. After getting the gas bag down, I headed to the desert cave for the artifact, and the Maywing was able to make this an easy grab. Up next is the Ice Titan cave, and I decided to do something really dumb and fly the Maywing in. Going in is downhill and mostly not that big of a deal, but coming back out, oh boy. There's a few Sarcos here and I lure them off the cliff. I grabbed the artifact and I headed back out.
Hello there.
Now on to the forest cave. I decided it would be safer to go in with Tom and hope I don't aggro those pesky Microraptors and Purlovius. Other than taking a beating from the big things, most of the small stuff ignored me. And it didn't take long to get to the artifact. I now have all 3 artifacts and I plan to hatch myself a Domination Rex.
Alright.
I collect up my gas bag and I set off to finish my little side quest. I get the teeth I needed, and that pretty much ends the most productive day 69 I've ever had. I spent all of day 70 trying to complete a 10k element vein. I spent more time waiting for things to actually show up than fucking killing things. But in the end, I got it, and I harvested every node for that sweet, sweet element. I gathered the final remaining hearts and I crafted the egg. I then crafted all of the skins, but in my opinion, they should be eggs too. Back at base, I discovered that mistakes were made. I left things breeding. Don't do this. It can kill servers on occasion. But on the bright side, I now have a ton of eggs to sort through for mutations. I named the gas bag, and this was chat's idea, not mine. But it's awesome nonetheless.
Snowy fart sack.
After a quick meat run, I built a growing cage for the Domination Rex. I needed some wood to complete setting up a generator for the ACs, but then I got ambushed by a large pack of wolves.
I'm about to lose my fucking guy.
Rest in peace, bud. You'll be missed. I get the generator up and running, and I hatch my first ever Domination Rex.
Shit.
I know what these guys can do, and I'm slightly scared it'll eat me. But soon I'll figure out it won't eat me, so it's really no longer scary.
Oh shit.
I named my Domination Rex King Threash. I then started to hatch out my army, starting with the Uties while trying to finish my other mutation lines. After that, I started hunting for acro glands because it would be nice to fight the beast here. The real Etten found Clunt, who's been missing for a few days now, and yeah, he was at the Green Obelisk. On the way back to base, the server crashed. After the server was back up, I looked for all the mutations again, and I had to retrieve Clunt for a second time. I attempt to get some acros to spawn in by wiping out everything in that area. I only get a couple to spawn in, so I just give up and I head back to base to check on my babies.
Oh, what the fuck? There's no way he starved. Oh no!
After that disappointment, I headed to Extinction to tame some low-level gotchas, just to try and breed them to get an element gotcha maybe at some point. I found a 140, but she was too sad to be tamed. This one here is also too sad. I carry on to my next potential tame.
Shit. Oh, we're going down. Fuck off.
I get back to my stuff and die! Finally tame a gotcha. I head back to the city to collect my element. I need to get a new baby Domination Rex so I can let that one starve too. I start smashing things around the city for some extra element dust, and then I went hunting for hearts, and then I grabbed the artifacts again. I crafted my new egg, and then I headed home. I dropped the egg, and I placed my gotchas, and I head out to look for more acros. No luck. I'm starting to feel that Valguero might be a bad map to take on the Savage Acro. With a very limited amount of acros to kill, and then with just a little over 25 days left, I don't got a whole lot of time. I do decide, however, it's time to start combining up what mutations I got to create the army. I start off with the brackies breeding first, because then I can also use their offspring for hide farming.
Queen. Threash.
I do a mass meat run and I start hatching out the Deinonychus army. And I craft a few more troughs in preparation for the growth load of all the dinos I'm soon to pop out. The hunt for acro glands was still proving difficult. I did find this sexy tech Rex, and it happened to be stuck.
Damn.
What are you doing, step bro?
I head off to Gen 2 while I wait so I can get some alpha missions done for lots of points so I can buy lots of cryopods. It was going well until the final part. The incoming damage enraged Tom right away, and even though he's doing a boatload of damage, he's also getting pummeled too. I attempt to kite them away to ease the incoming damage, but I'll only be able to back up so far. I bring out Big Boy, and he didn't fare out much better, getting nearly killed, but he still did some decisive blows to take down a few of them. I return with Tom and I finish them off.
Now that's what I call a hunt.
After finishing the mission, I bought as many cryopods as I could carry. Back at home, I started to pot up all the Deinonychus that were grown up. I then crafted and placed down some more cryo fridges to store the near 400 tames I plan to raise. I begin by hatching all the Deinonychus and then a bunch of Brackies, and then I hatch out the combined mutation Rexes and Acros. On day 78, I began crafting all the Dean saddles, but I ran out of wood. I head to my ammo depot and I bring everyone here home for a little bit. I was having a crazy engram glitch where everything I learned before this point I couldn't make. So I did what any sane, logical person would do. Can't be doing that on hardcore. Fix it? It fixed it. Good. Crafting saddles is taking forever. So I craft some focal chili and it slightly boosts my crafting speed. I spend most of the next 5 days raising babies, crafting saddles, doing some baby blendering, and grinding for resources. Having some fun along the way.
See if we can get him.
By the end of day 83, I was looking for something else to do and I headed off to Gen 2 to get more pods, as I was starting to run low again. After completing 2 more Velonosaur stocks on Alpha, I bought all I could carry and then I headed back home. On day 86, the queen is all grown up and ready to tear shit apart.
What? Look at that damage. Damn, 30k.
And now she's officially becoming my new meat runner. Holy fuck nuggets, Batman. Turns out they are not immune to brachyfurors though, and I nearly lost her.
Oh shit. This is not good. This is not good. This is really not good. Oh, at least we were able to take that a little bit. Oh fuck, I thought I was gonna do way more.
I slip home to grab a chocolate heart box to heal her up. I can't be taking any chances. And then I checked out all of her skins. I have one request though. Make these skins an actual egg instead. Anyways, fun's over, back to the grind. Day 89, I went in search of a good place to fight the Savage Acro, but if I can't get enough glands, it doesn't matter much anyways. At this point, I only had 7 of the 50 I needed, and no luck in getting more than 1 or 2 to spawn in at a time. Mind you, I wasn't trying very hard. I still need to craft those turrets, so now I'm searching for those materials too. 10 days left. I still have to finish growing the army, pick the location, and farm the acro glands. This is going to be tight. Good thing I'm on an active cluster, but I've been recording about 5 to 10 hours at a time. So technically I have 2 more logins left, and I'll have to take advantage of that fact. But first, I head to the island where I remember there are tons of acros around and lots of nice places to set up for this boss fight. I come across this nice spot. It has an open plains for the army and a high spot for the turrets, Velonosaurs, and golems. I go back to base and I craft the remaining parts of the tower and I check on the babies, all 270-ish of them, before I log off for the night. It's day 91 and it's time to saddle and pod this mess up. Good thing you guys don't have to sit here and watch this. This took nearly 2 fucking hours to do, and I've never wanted to use that soul ball mod in my life until this very moment. All that's left is to grow up the final Velonosaurs, and the army is complete. I headed to Rag for a change of pace. There's not much I can do until these dinos sit in pods for a couple of days, so I grabbed some desert loot crates, and then I head to the Ice Queen's lair. I felt I should have at least 1 or 2 more boss kills under my belt before this ends. I hit up the easy loot in the beginning of the cave before proceeding into the heart of the lair. This will also be a good test to see how far the deins have come. I worked my way deeper into the cave when I came across my first death worm, and it died very quickly. I was impressed. Alright, honestly, I didn't care. I carried on, ripping my way through the cave, grabbing loot as I went before I finally reached her lair. I grab my spoils and I head on home and drop off my loot before heading back to Rag. And then I get lost for a moment trying to remember where the cave was. But after an embarrassingly long time, I find it. Charge in, vaguely remembering what way to go. I make my way through and I grab the loot without really aggroing anything, but as you know, Sinnoh's OP. I get to the artifact room, clear out the couple of onyx, and I make my way into his lair. I fly up to the perch, clear out the crystal, and then I murder him in cold blood. On he goes. I grab my spoils, and I head on out.
Oh boy.
Day 95 starts off with me ripping an RG to pieces, before heading off to gather my ammo, to take to the island to start setting up my turret tower, and testing the Velonosaur's range before doing some back and forth to get my elementals. Now, since I changed maps, the two I tamed on Valguero, they're not transferable for some reason, and I can no longer use them. Day 96. It's been a week since I last logged on, and I got so much to do in these last 4 days, I'm not even sure if I can get it all done. But I'm going to try. I have to level everything into melee to do as much damage as I can, but I can't transfer before I do it, or they will lose that bonus experience. Hindsight is 20/20 after all. So begins the longest 4 hours of setup I have ever done for a boss fight in my life. Day 100. It's nearly time, but I can't seem to find enough acros. That's when it hits me. There was a nerf a while back that reduced how many acros spawned on the island. I'm way too deep now to change my mind and go to another map. So I call in a favor, and my cousin Slip is here to the rescue. He has just enough glands to summon in the boss. I've technically farmed enough of these over the last 100 days, but they're not transferable, which is bullshit.
Fuck you. Fuck you and your toadfurky.
I take a quick look at my impressive army, and I whistle up the first wave and summon in this incredibly powerful beast. I whistle all to attack, and I begin to courage roar as best I can. I maneuver around to the side to avoid getting stomped when the first casualties fall. He goes in a rage and he destroys the remaining of the Rexes and Acros. My Brackies are all that's left of the first wave, fighting on like champions, but even they soon begin to fall. I rush to grab more. I give a quick buff to the last of the first wave, and then he does a massive attack and disintegrates the few that remain. The Acro then runs up the cliff and assaults the range division. This fight soon becomes a rush to keep the troops flowing. I start to attract the attention of those in the cluster wanting a front row seat.
Getting them.
He's halfway down and I still have plenty in reserve. The Brackies are proving to be the MVP of this fight.
Oh no 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 no.
%25 left. I send in the largest wave yet as I just J-whistle and send them in.
No! It's done. It's over. I can rest now.
Hein, wake up!
Ugh, what's up?
There's a problem on the cluster.
Okay. I'll get up and check. Ah,